Hi everyone, thanks for agreeing to take part in this residence with me and help me develop my ideas and my thinking. So it's day 2 today, and I think I need your help actually, because I've been researching for the past few days before it started yesterday, and there's lots of stuff. Even if you just go into Buddhism and feminism, I found this story about Tara, and so that there is a tradition of feminism in Buddhism. It's just been hidden. So I've looked at other stuff as well, and surprise, surprise, there has been a history of not female worship, but worship of the feminine. So I found this really interesting article about Neolithic times, and all over Europe and Asia there's figures of really primitive figures of women. And because women had the capacity to reproduce, it made sense that actually the creator of the world would also have to be a woman, because the female has that capacity, which I always thought actually anyway. And it was really nice to see an academic write it down, so I can send you a link to this article. It's really long and really thorough, but so it's hard for me to summarize what it says because I don't want to get anything wrong, which is probably why I'm doing this video, because it takes a while writing. So broadly, let me tell you what I found. Also, I've been looking into Hinduism, and there is a branch of Hinduism and Tantra as well, which links to Hinduism. And the interesting thing there is they say that the force of everything, the God, is actually Shakti. So the name of the creator is Shakti, and she takes different forms. So all the female goddesses are versions of her. But also her energy is the transformative energy, and she needs the masculine energy of stability, and that's where the balance comes in. So that's quite interesting. But she is the all-powerful one. So there's this really good book called, I'm listening to it, and it's a really cool book. So that's all about Shakti. So that is saying that there is a feminine force, and they've given it a name. So there's all of that. There's lots of reading, there's lots of sculptures, lots of history, lots of archaeology, there's lots of stuff that I could look at, but also there's there's lots of visual imagery. A lot of it is Indian, the woman, this offered woman she might have several hands or whatever. There's a lot of that sort of imagery knocking around, but also I found some other stuff which I did post on my blog, which is just like quite cool standing imagery. So based on all of that stuff, what I'm thinking is there's like little themes. So here are my notes. What I've found is, let's say there's categories. So there's one category of a very female curvy body, so big boobs, big shoulders, big hips, really curvy body. So celebrating the fact that the female can reproduce, and So, and I've done a little drawing about that. It's over there. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see over there. Just a little drawing of that. And there's also other figures that I found of more of a slender, strong woman just standing. That was in one of my last blog, I think. And then there's also some quite minimalist, arty, abstracted figures. And that's from the Neolithic times. So there's that. And then, of course, within Hinduism, there's they say, the pantheon of goddesses. So there's loads of goddesses. And the reason there are loads of goddesses is that so the individual can relate to whatever issue they need to work on, whatever is in their life. So, I don't know, if you want to have a child, you will look to the goddess of fertility. If you want to be more successful, there's the goddess of abundance. If you're concerned with your marriage and your love or longing, there's another goddess for that. So there are loads of goddesses, but maybe there's about 9 main ones that this book that I'm reading is looking at, but they're all different versions of Shakti. And so there's that. And within all of those goddesses, when you look at the images, it's all about the figure, and it's almost like something about the gesture, the pose, what the statue might be holding. So there'll be the symbolism of, I don't know, let's say the objects. So there's the objects, the gesture, the pose, and the environment. So circles are quite important, and you see that behind most gurus and Jesus. And, you know, there's the circle, the halo. Anyway, so I'm thinking, there's lots of ways I could take this. But what I like the idea, let's just say I look at that symbol of the body and the gesture and the symbols. So I'm thinking, what are the important issues of today? And maybe I can build that in. So let's say if Shakti or a god were to reincarnate and come down today, or, you know, what would be the issues, what would be the symbolism that would be in that form. So I'm thinking the global issues today are protection of the planet, maybe peace between nations, a feminine leadership. Maybe there's something about, you know, gender neutrality or the blurring of gender lines, and how, you know, it doesn't matter what sex you are or even body shape. It's more about people as an individual. And I think there needs to be something around peace, especially with all this nonsense knocking around with Trump and Iran. So I'm thinking, what if I built something or made a picture around that? So I took the traditional Indian symbolism of the female goddess holding whatever she normally holds, you know, in a different varying formats, but I did something that related to the issues of today. So my question is, what do you think the big issues are of today that I could then weave in? Let me know. Anyway, hope it's interesting. There's lots of ways I could go with this, and it's a bit, you know, so sometimes I think I'll just go down one route, and maybe I'll go down this one route just today, and then I might pick on something else next week because I got 2 weeks. But if you could help me out with this one, just tell me what you think the big issues are, or just leave a comment. So yeah, this is my space. I've got a few drawings up there. I post them on the blog anyway, so you should have seen them. I'm not going to travel the camera around. Anyway, so thank you, and I'll see you soon.